I do not support building another juvenile jail in Baltimore City because I don't think we've invested enough in alternatives. We need young people who have jobs. We need training for young people. We need alternative programs. And let me say, I think we're headed in the wrong direction, even in terms of Baltimore's policies. In the current budget, they're funding 300 additional police officers. At the same time, we're reducing services at rec centers. That is a failed policy. We already know that Baltimore has more police than most other cities of similar size. What we're failing to do is invest in young people to stop the cycle of violence before it begins. And let me say something about rec centers, because they are not a panacea. We've had rec centers, but quite frankly, they have been a failure. We need to revamp the entire system of services for our young people. They are failing us. If I'm a success here today, it's because my parents took an interest in me and because I had good teachers in my classroom who took an interest in me. I think in some ways we lost our way. We have a system right now that is purging the system of a lot of experienced teachers who can help mentor the younger teachers who are coming into the system. So I think we need to get our priorities straight here. We need a mix. We need new teachers. We need seasoned teachers. But in particular, we need teachers who are committed to educating our children. The fact that a developer comes and asks for some sort of a break or is asking for an incentive is not an evil in itself, and it doesn't make them a criminal. And having said that, when we first started developing the Inner Harbor and Inner Harbor East, we did need some incentives to attract businesses. But once you have one or two businesses going there and you develop some critical mass, the incentives should go away. What's happened here is we've had an administration that doesn't know how to say no. And doesn't know how to say no. Our priorities are shifting, and they're shifting out to the neighborhoods and the commercial districts and neighborhoods. So I don't want to create a them against us type of situation, because we need developers coming in this city. We need investors. Where do these 49% rental houses come from? From investors. So we need a balance in this city, but we need an administration in this city that brings a balanced approach to how we're going to raise the money we need and generate the jobs and the investment that takes into account putting money back into the neighborhoods and not just into the sexy home run projects that we have downtown. I'm a strong supporter of neighborhood groups forming partnerships with police. We have to have that, because it'll magnify the effect that we can have, and it also builds the kind of rapport and relationship that we need our young people to see the adult community having with police. So we need to restore that trust. It needs to start from the top. I would require the police commissioner and all of the command staff to meet regularly with community representatives and actually participate in community patrols. I would expect as a mayor to be out there regularly joining the police on patrols so that I have a first-hand experience of how the police are responding to community concerns. That as mayor, I would donate $12,000 a year, right off the top, off the mayor's salary, to summer jobs for kids. That's how important it is. $1,200 per job. And we ought to be going out to every faith-based organization, every nonprofit organization, and every profit-making company in this town and getting them commit to funding jobs for our kids during the summer. That would make a tremendous dent in the crime. It would also prepare kids for school. Come on, when you're disciplined and you have to show up for work each day, you're all that better prepared for school when school starts in September. The first thing I would do is completely revamp the property tax structure. Anyone who has a vacant house should have a tax rate that's 4 to 5 times what an occupied residence would pay. We should have a tiered structure that has a different rate for commercial, for vacant, and for blighted properties. And the second thing is, we do need a land bank in Baltimore City that's owned by the citizens of Baltimore that actually works to stabilize and assemble all of these properties. The city government has shown that it is incapable of dealing with the scope of this problem, we need a new institution to do it that's controlled by the citizens. We should be doing everything we can. As soon as an addict goes into the emergency room, we should be able to get them on buprenorphine immediately so that you can reduce the craving for the drug, and before they go back out on the street, they have a start toward getting drug-free again. But this is not going to be the city alone. This is going to require state being involved and the federal government being involved. But we absolutely have to go in a new direction, make it easier for people to get treatment. I start from a standpoint of being a servant leader. A servant leader. That to me is what it's about. It's about serving all of you, serving my family. And by the way, I'm a lifelong city resident, so I've been here more than 58 years. I'm committed to staying in the city. I'm committed to working with you and all neighborhoods to make the city a better place for all of us to live.